Tell him. See,
Fucking squeaky shoes get me.
she doesn't care either. She does not care either.
She does not care about fantasy football.
Fantastic.
All right, so without further ado, I'm gonna run through y'all real quick. My 14-1, and I have a lot of like scribbled out jargon, if you can tell, because I went back and forth on this. But ironically enough, to start the season, number one, fuck projections. ESPN had Mike Sheely as number one team in our league. I have him at 14.
Because he sucks.
Performance shows. He scored the least amount of points. Was not impressed.
Lack of protein.
He didn't get the
Big game.
He
Right.
did not get the role.
I don't need anything
There's
with
just
the
no meat
face.
behind it.
But being like a responsible commissioner that did the free agent budget and scheduled the draft on time and did all these things, knows how to charge a laptop, I'm gonna show y'all the reasons why I feel the way I do about y'all's teams. I wrote down these notes or whatever,
Thank goodness.
Sorry about the budget. We'll talk about that in a minute. Please, pause. Please. Stop blowing up my fucking phone. I have 60 new text messages. I'm just trying to hang out with my friends, man. It's fantasy football. It's a lot of fun. Talk to me about it in person. You know where to find me. Wade, you're the exception. You live out of town. But, like, there's no reason for Jensen, you and Wade, if y'all want to have your own little quiet argument, do that in a private chat, bro. Whatever you do behind closed doors, that's up to you, okay? That's fine. All right, Mike Sheely. What we got listed here? He's got Burrow.
I can't read your fucking writing.
He's got Burrow. He's got the two whites, racist. And then Rashad White and Zamir White.
He's got the two whites and the two browns.
And then his wide receivers are the two Browns. Amon-Ra St. Brown and A.J. Brown. What is going on, Mike? You're supposed to be liberal like Greg. Mark Andrews. All right, so for me, his bench suspect at best. And then Mark Andrews, which he went early on, which I don't dislike. It's looking likely that
He's
Mark
going to be very
that Mark Andrews might not be the number one tight end in Baltimore. I think Isaiah Likely will be.
That happened real fast.
Yeah, I love Joe Burrow. I don't think you're going to be – I think you have a playoff caliber team. I think you've done this for a while. It seems like you're one of those nerds that's in like 8 leagues.
I think
So-
he was just blowing smoke up our ass and saying he was good, and he just drafted the best
ESPN thinks he had the best draft, but like we don't go by what ESPN says. So it's not even about you. It's more about my hatred for ESPN that I have you at last.
But he was so proud of it, and then here he is at 14.
Watch him turn it around this week, though. Burrow's going to Arrowhead, a.k.a. Burrowhead. We got a couple $100 bets on this.
Who calls it W?
We have a couple $100 bets on this that Baltimore. Jeez. Cincinnati's going to beat Kansas City this
Baltimore
weekend.
couldn't beat Kansas City. The Bengals.
So if what happens at 4:30 on Sunday comes to fruition, which I think it will, show up at Henry's Sunday night. I'm actually bartending on a Sunday night. Drinks are on me because I'm going to be $200 up. 13, ESPN.
What?
Bold move.
13. All right, so I had what ESPN had on Sunday.
You
It
put
had-
this for
This
all
would be
of
a high
them.
tag, man.
Guess who's credit card's not getting a payment this month?
ESPN on Sunday had Jensen at 13. Garrett had on Sunday Michelle at 13. I had Jensen at 13. ESPN as of right now has Brew at 13. I'll talk about Brew in a second, but I still have Jensen at 13. And that's not because you need to get your mailbox lifted or because
It's his neighbors are
you
distracted.
talk about eating cats and dogs or whatever kind of joke you're trying to make. It's because I don't like your receivers. Kyron Williams, Tony Pollard, Raheem Mostert. Mostert's hurt. I think Achane is the best running back on that team. That's why he's on my team. Tony Pollard, don't really trust him. Being in Tennessee, they look like a dumpster fire. Josh Allen's a great pick. You're going to take it how far you can go. John, can you listen to that like anywhere else, bro? Like, read the room, bro. Josh Allen is a great pick. So you'll go as far as he'll take you. But I did make a star next to Brandon Cooks. I think he had 12 at the half whenever we were recording this, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Because
So-
we did this at 5:30 on Sunday.
Right.
This
So
is
I
when
guess
we're
like
opening
that could be like a bench savior for you. Jensen, you always make a lot of moves. I'm talking shit about your team right now, but chances are you'll be there
I doubt it.
later on. If I had to bet money, I'd say Jensen make
Keep
playoffs.
smelling Megan.
So
Jensen's
you
one-
put Mostert right here, right?
Yeah, he had 9 yards total, but he also got
he
hurt.
dropped him today.
Okay. Who did he pick up?
Jeff Wilson.
Okay. Well, the key with Jensen is he's always like super on the waiver wire and making moves if he's not tanking and trying to sell his team.
Watch your mouth.
Because he doesn't work.
No, not tanking, not like tanking, like tanking.
If I didn't work, I could like play the waiver every single week and like do moves.
Hey man, you can't Uber drive and fucking do free agent budget at the same time. They don't let you do that. So don't be shitting on Jensen.
And then Drake London.
Drake London fake, Mark Cooper fake. I don't know. Somebody had to be at 13. I just picked you, but the ceiling is high for your team just because of Josh Allen. At 12, you had Jensen. We just went through that. To preface this, ESPN on Sunday and Garrett on Sunday had Brew at 6. As of today, they have him at 13. I have Brew at 12. Talked to Brew a lot about his team. I think that he's getting his feet wet, and there's a lot of potential with it. I do not like Chase Brown as a second running back because I have Zach Moss. I think Zach Moss is going to start for Cincinnati Bengals. If y'all haven't heard, I'm actually the spokesperson for the Cincinnati Bengals. I have my ears to the ground on their stuff. The biggest thing I can say about Brew, like, he's going to ride and die with the Cowboys.
Yeah, and that's actually good for the regular season.
That's where my bias comes in.
They're always good in the regular season, never in the playoffs.
Which it doesn't matter. It doesn't
They win their
matter
division
because
almost every
our
year.
playoffs are not played in their playoffs. Our playoffs are played the last 3 weeks of the season.
Yes.
So I like where the strategy is with that. I like Devontae Smith. Ramondre Stevenson got 21.1 points on
Hey,
Sunday.
Graham, let me stop you real
Against your
quick.
Bengals.
Graham,
And that's huge. That's huge. That's
Graham,
huge.
let me
Yes.
stop you real quick. I have Zach Moss on my bench. You might be thinking of one of your other teams.
Oh, I said. Oh, my bad. I have Moss in another league, but I was saying Moss is gonna start. My bad.
I have him on my bench. But
Troika's got Zach Moss on.
Proceed.
My bad.
I digress.
Sorry, Troika. No, I think the Cowboys clan is going to come through. Bruce, first few weeks of moves is going to tell you a lot about this team. I'm judging by what it looks like right now, and we shall see. Going to 11, I got on Sunday they had Gordo at 11. Now they have Wade there.
That's rough.
You had Shoei at 11. I have JC there. Honestly, because I just really don't like JC, is why I have him there. Your Vaca Sonics are really annoying to make. No, I'm just kidding.
Is it his?
There's a big question mark for me at quarterback. You have Justin Fields, who's starting now. I think that's like you're getting in your Pittsburgh bias. You need to stay the fuck away from that because Pittsburgh's a dumpster fire.
He told me that he wasn't going to pick any Pittsburgh players.
I mean, offensively, they are miserable, and just betting on that is like it's the opposite of the point that I made. I shit on Rudy because I don't like Dallas. Dallas has a good offense. Pittsburgh they scored 18 points. All 18 came from field goals on Sunday. So
that's the only Pittsburgh player he doesn't have is the kickers.
yes, that's who you want. That's the player that you want. Justin Fields, and Justin Herbert. If Justin Herbert turns it up, JC could be moving up the rankings. He's got David Montgomery and Najee Harris.
I like Montgomery.
I like Montgomery too, but I have what's his name? Gibbs, who I think is actually the real starter on that, or the better player on that team, but he'll still get points. Najee Harris, same thing with the Steelers.
And then he has Hill and Nakua.
Hill and Nakua, who I have a check mark next to. What happened to Nakua?
He has a sprained MCL, I think. So he's out for 4 weeks.
at least 4 weeks.
So he's at least.
At least 4 weeks. And we got Godwin and Watson. That's depth.
So Godwin should move in that spot.
Okay. So actually, looking at this since Sunday, I almost feel better about his team. JC's got to wait and see. Everybody's wait and see. We're 1 week in, but y'all bear with me. Y'all care. Everybody cares about projections, so we're just giving ours, all right? All right. Number 10. ESPN on Sunday had Tank at 10. As of right now, Shoei's at 10. You had on Sunday yourself at 10. I think you're just being down on yourself, trying to do the nice guy thing, because you're better than that.
I don't know. You don't have me at what? 8.
Spoiler alert, man.
So?
I have Shoei at 10. Shoei? What are we working with?
His auto draft team.
Show his auto draft team. You got Jalen Hurts. I love Jalen Hurts. I thought he was going to take a step back without a touch push. I think he will, but that team is still fun.
Brees Hall.
And Javonte Williams.
Who sucks.
I don't like Brees Hall that much.
I don't like Javonte Williams either.
Yeah, and then DK Metcalf, DJ Moore, Calvin Ridley. I could go with either of those. This is a serviceable team.
Brian Thomas, he's gonna be a stud. And Smith the Jigba, he kind of sucks. And who knows what happens with Hollywood Brown when he gets back? So with the Chiefs.
So what do you think?
Pretty good,
So 10's fair.
if not worse.
At 9, ESPN has JC at 9. We just went through his. You had Tank at 9. I have Michelle at 9. Pacheco, Kamara, studs. Pittman and Waddle, I like them a lot.
Pittman
I have them both in other leagues. What I don't like is the bench, and I think that you're relying a lot on Matt Stafford.
Fuck Stafford.
I'm not a fan of Matt Stafford. I just don't like him.
Stafford's awesome.
Fuck Stafford.
I don't see, like Garrett would tell you the opposite. I just don't like Stafford. The key to Michelle's team, to sum it up, one weekend. You heard it here first. She's gonna go as far as Austin Eckler's gonna take her. Okay.
Gross.
That's rough because
But I'm all in. I'm all in on the Washington Redskins, now called the Commanders, but will be called the Redskins again. Whatever you want to do. I think Eckler is gonna be a stud this year, and because Jaden Daniels.
If Brian Robinson gets hurt,
Yes.
He had 15. He had 15 week 1.
Yeah, but Eckler, if that just depends on if Brian Robinson, if he stays healthy, Eckler's not.
Michelle also lost a heartbreaking loss to a kicker, like 26 points by a kicker, dude. Like y'all keep your lookout for kickers. If you're lacking running back depth or receiver depth or tight end depth, like try to play the kicker matchup.
You can win the league just off defense and kicker.
You never
Dude,
know.
I knew I was gonna fuck. I called that shit on Sunday. Called that shit.
And I'm gonna get into that here in a second. At number 8, I have you, Garrett.
What you gotta say?
ESPN. So you know. Sorry, I burned you. ESPN has Jensen at 8. Key players: Bijan, Josh Jacobs. That's awesome. Collinsdale, Rice. You're relying really heavily on Houston, which is cool. But Collins and Dell feasted last year. Stephon Diggs got both the touchdowns last week.
Yeah, he only had 33 yards.
So our league's really big in a touchdown.
Nico Collins had 15 points off 6 catches, over 100 yards.
I know, but our league is very touchdown dependent. I love Tank Dell.
He still gave me.
You
15
drafted him
points.
for me in my other league, but
Give Tank Dell time. He just got off an injury.
okay.
And
Well-
last week was first week. He almost scored 8 points.
That's
this
fine.
week, they're playing Chicago.
All right.
I'm telling you, he's gonna have at least 2 touchdowns this week.
All right. Well, all right. Well, biggest question mark on your team is Kirk Cousins.
Yes, I agree.
He had a perfect opportunity at home week 1. Kirk 1 o'clock Cousins to fucking show out, and he didn't do
The
shit.
Steelers' defense is really good, but I don't think he's healthy. I think the way he ran offense in Minnesota to where he's running offense now, it's not.
And
It's
Megan, you
different.
can't just play
All
every
right.
once in a while. You
So,
have to continuously.
That's a wait and see thing, I think.
She knows her
Who knows? He might turn around against Philly this week, which kind of doubt, but we'll see what happens. Because it's not 1 o'clock Kirk this week. It's Monday Night Football Kirk.
Right. No, that's fair. That's fair. I like the Monday night game. I think you'll learn a lot this Monday. You'll learn a lot this Monday.
Especially
Falcons
with Dijon, too. Because he kind of had an average game, and I think if he gets at least
and everybody's so high on it. Like, when did you draft him? 3rd, 4th?
Dijon, yeah, I got him 5th.
Which was a steal. It's a great pick.
Yeah.
But it's year 2, new offense. Cousins is probably feeling kind of butthurt that they drafted a quarterback with their first pick after paying him $100 million. They still took a quarterback, so it's like you don't have job security. Like you don't know. It could be like, to me, it could be like a real world Atlanta this year. Does that make sense? Like there's
have a
causing
great
too much
defense.
drama before the season even starts.
They have a great defense. If they just figure out Cousins' problem, and if he's healthy enough, they could win a lot of games. especially in that division there.
They should win a lot of games, but time will tell. And they got a tough matchup this week at Philly, so we'll see what happens. I got Wade. Wade's a loyal watcher, so we'll try to spend a little time on his team. I got him at 7. Love Jonathan Taylor. I love Jonathan Taylor. He was the best running back in the league for like 2 years in a row. Everybody forgot about him because he got hurt.
He's pretty good in home improvement too.
Yeah, he was good at home improvement. Jesus. I got he's got Kenneth Walker too. So his running back, he's set. I even put it in
Walker
quotes,
had a
said
great
set it
game.
running back.
Walker had a great game.
He'll do good too.
So he got hurt.
Yeah.
He just kind of did that.
Would have been awesome if he drafted 2 years ago.
You got Wilson, Ayuk, and McLaurin at wide receivers. That's like a take it or leave it thing.
That kind of shit down because he had Wilson and Ayuk and the Jets kicker Zerline go on Monday night,
Yeah.
and they only got him like 8 points total.
I don't love Ayuk after all the offseason bitching, and then they ended up signing him. I think he's got his money
He
now.
dropped the touchdown pass on Monday night. He's not the same player he was because money talks.
How do you feel about Kyler Murray as his quarterback?
If you would throw the ball to Marvin Harrison Jr., I think he would have more success.
Yeah,
Marvin Harrison Jr. only had 1 catch for 4 yards.
I saw that.
As his number 1.
Yeah.
That's very bad.
Wade's a waiver wire guy just like Jensen and you though, so he'll be fine. I have him in the playoffs, so we'll see. Number 6, I got good old Tanker Chip. Tank got by the skin of his teeth from defense and kickers, which is what we were saying earlier. Like, you could do it that way if you want. Mahomes and Kelsey didn't do shit, so if you can win with Mahomes and Kelsey not doing shit, like you're in good shape. There is drama in the Mahomes and Kelsey camp. Apparently, Mahomes' wife is a Trump supporter, and Taylor Swift just endorsed Kamala. So
really
stay
surprised
tuned.
by that.
Stay tuned to see. They're actually beefing at the moment. So whenever they show the press box coverage in between the Snickers commercials, stay tuned to see if there's any cat fights or whatever.
I did not know that.
Cook and Singletary, sure, like they're running backs. I like his wide receivers. I like
They're running backs. Like, they're all right.
Like they're there. Like that's fine. Diggs, Addison, Sutton, Higgins. That's a good force receivers.
Well, Sutton and Higgins.
Diggs should.
Addison's not hurt.
Diggs got 2 touchdowns in
Higgins
week
hurt.
1. You saw
Sutton can't do shit with Bo Nix. So you're kind of just relying on Diggs. Which
I like Jordan Addison a lot. I had him on my team
he's
last
hurt
year.
now, but
He'll be fine. They got Sam
and
Darnold. They got Sam Darnold tossing
they're
the
playing
rock.
San Fran this weekend. Let's see how good Sam Darnold is this weekend.
Okay.
After playing
He's probably going
If
to.
Aaron Rodgers sucked, I think Sam Darnold's going to do pretty
My key for Tank is I think Madison's going to be huge off the bench. I think keep an eye on that going forward.
And that hurts fucking Mike Shealy because he has Zamir White.
Yeah, I think that just goes to show why Sheely's last. Sorry, Mike. At number 5, I got Greg.
Why?
Because he's a liberal. I don't know, dude. I wrote it down
Coin
somewhere.
toss wasn't fair.
Yeah,
Call him the best color.
that's why that is why my team name changed to the coin toss winners. So you know, there was a text that Greg was like, I just think that like both teams should get a chance. Like the coin toss shouldn't decide the game, dude. Your Lions, they earned it because they went down the field and scored a touchdown. They literally could have done
He
it.
loves Stafford though.
I know.
That's
the
why.
Rams.
That's why he's mad about it.
All the Rams had to do is hold
wants
them.
Stafford
If the
to
Rams
win.
hold them to a field goal, they get another chance. All you have to do is not let them get a touchdown, and they gave it up. The Lions did win that game. We watched it right here. It was awesome. Like we were rooting on. Like I know you're not used to winning, so you feel bad about it. But like, dude, like, come on, man.
It sounds stupid.
We're rooting for you,
But
buddy.
he is liberal, so
Yeah, we're a huge fan of liberals on this podcast. Greg's got Lamar. Lamar had a great game just for running the ball, dude. The Chiefs are in his head, bro. Like, you saw the other game,
I
he missed
don't
that
think-
wide open pass. And
Yeah, I don't think that's more of the Chiefs are in his head. I think that's just because he missed the easy throw, but made the harder throw to Likely. If Likely fucking had his toe smaller, he fucking would have tied the game. Or Harbaugh was actually going for 2 goals.
He missed 2 throws before that, though. He missed one,
One was likely. But that was a tough throw.
It wasn't a tough throw. He was standing in the pocket clean and likely almost broke
the corner.
Likely almost broke his neck trying to catch it.
But
remember, and then he took him out of the game for a play, and then he comes back in.
What he misses is a power slip. But then he hits likely again on the next play.
That's fair.
Like, I don't think he's in his head. I think he's just he at the end of the game, he's very indecisive on what he wants to do.
Right, but that's
the opposite of consistent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cheers. Who's making shots?
No, guys.
Lamar is great for fantasy purposes. I think he'll be fine. Derrick Henry and Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones in Minnesota is good. Neighbors and Allen. Who's
Malik Neighbors is kind of tough because
he's got a huge upside, but the Giants just suck.
yeah, if they had a good quarterback,
Daniel
that's
Jones.
a great pick.
He's got Zeke at flat. How do you think Zeke's going to do this year in Dallas?
He did score a touchdown against the Browns.
You think he'll be all right? That's his flex.
If he stays healthy,
Okay.
but that's tough.
Why do you think?
That's a long year.
I love that he got Laporta at tight end.
I love Mike didn't get Laporta because his team name is Laporta Pies.
Yeah, right. Lockett, everybody who's ever owned Tyler Lockett knows who he is. Like, good luck starting him on the right weeks. He's either going to get you 40 points or 1 point.
Don't
so.
start him this week. They play New England.
And then Corum. Actually, all right, player to watch for Greg's team is Corum from Michigan. All right, number 4.
Why?
Because he's good at running the ball and he plays running back, so I think he'll be good. ESPN has Greg at 4. ESPN had Tank at 5, Gordo at 6, you at 7, by the way. At 4, I have myself. I think that's kind of high, honestly. I think I'm better than that. But anyway, Jaden Daniels is going to decide my team. That's pretty much all I can say. Gibbs and Achane at running back, I'm excited about. Mostert, he way outperformed
H&M's
him.
hurt.
He'll be back.
May or may not play.
He'll be back Thursday. Even so, I have the handcuff back up.
You have Gibbs and who? You have Gibbs, H&M,
I got Jerome Ford,
and Chubb, who may or may not play this year.
but it's so if he doesn't, then Jerome Ford will just start the whole year. So
And then he gets hurt, and then you're kind of fucked.
Brock Bowers, your Georgia boy at tight end,
Yeah, he's solid.
and then Jamar
6
Chase.
catches, like 80 yards your first game.
Jamar Chase, and put some fucking respect on his name, Mike Evans, 2 touchdowns. What I tell you guys, let him drop to me. You're gonna be sorry. That's what happened. All right, number 3. Who we got? We got. I got Gordo. Gordo, talk a big game. Back it up. Jordan Love. Not feeling the love. He got hurt first game. Trying to do too much. I respect it though. He's trying to win the game.
He's got Goff, though.
I like Jared Goff.
He's solid.
McCaffrey and
He's
Etienne.
also hurt. He's probably
Check.
not playing this weekend anyway.
But he's got, what I like about Gordo's team is that he's smart enough to take McCaffrey's backup, knowing that McCaffrey always gets hurt. So he's got the backup. It should be good to go there.
So he only got that lucky because everyone else played. He's the only one that could pick up fucking people at the time. So he kind of got lucky on that one.
Well, it was a good move by Gordo. I'm rewarding him for it, putting him in
Because
third.
during the draft, no one's like, oh, I'm going to pick Jordan Mason as my last pick of the draft.
That's fair. Connor, 17.8. That was a stud.
Connor's
Devontae Adams, you love having him on your team. George Pickens, kind of a douche, but and then I really like Coleman on the bench. So that's what I got going for you, Gordo. Number 2 and 1. This was kind of tough, but I'm gonna put my dad at number 2. I really like his team. CJ Stroud,
he's got a
stud.
great team,
Saquon. I don't trust J.K. Dobbins, even though he had a great game. Injury prone. I think he's got great depth. Xavier Worthy on the bench is clutch.
He's going to have either Likely or Kyle Pitts on his bench.
Debo and Cup, you're going to need a backup because Debo always gets hurt. Pitts and Likely. He's probably got the most depth than anybody. His team showed out. But I got to give credit to the guy that had the best week. Week 1. I got Troika, number 1 team. And this is kind of on brand for Troika. I think he started the year last year. What were you, 8-0 last year?
No, that was
last year I sucked.
This
The
was
year
2
before
years.
that, I
Yeah,
was pretty
2 years
good.
ago.
So 2 years ago he's 8-0. Whatever. I'm forgetting last year. We're doing the Kamala thing. We're just gonna forget the last 4 years, and we're fixing it right now.
No, it's all about the future.
Yeah, it's all about the future. AR-15's fun.
Makes him solid.
DeAndre Swift suspect, but like you said earlier, as Zach Moss, and I think Zach Moss could be.
I don't know, man. The Bengals only ran 13 times as a team, so you have Chase Brown and Mixon, or Chase Brown and Zach Moss. 13 carries total between both of them.
Yeah, but it was a fucking gloomy Patriots game. Like it'll be different.
How is it? So, how is it going to be different?
Absolutely.
That's who they are. They got rid of Mixon because they want to throw the ball.
Zach Moss will be good. You heard it here first. Brian Robinson, you already said earlier, is good. Bears D got him 27. I think the Bears D is going to lead their team this year, so hang on to him. Jordan Reed out of fucking nowhere. 32.1. That was a great pick. He might not be playing him as much, like you said earlier, because Love's hurt, but we'll see how that goes. Marvin Harrison Jr. is probably the best receiver out of the rookie class.
0.9.
He'll improve on that.
Maybe.
Are you getting mad yet?
Do you trust the Cardinals' offense to fucking give him the ball?
Not so much.
Because Connor is fucking solid. Murray's probably just going to run the ball for 10 yards every time. They're like a lower class Ravens.
Ooh.
That's what the Cardinals are.
Yeah, you're fair. That's fair. But they do put up fantasy points because a lot of times they're losing.
I mean, everyone just. I mean, Ravens put up fantasy points, but as a team,
Yeah,
as they're designed, they're almost just like the Ravens.
yeah, just not as good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, just so you know, ESPN rankings 14-1. We got Sheely, Brew, Michelle, Wade, Joey, JC, Jensen, Garrett at 7, Gordo, Tank, Greg at 4. I'm at 3. Troika's at 2, and they got my dad at 1. I'm not ready to crown you king yet, Dad. You got to know how to start the right people. I trust Troika a little bit more in that aspect. We are doing a shot because this is our consistent way of doing it. Thanks for dealing with us for this segment, running through our power rankings. We're going to come at y'all with a pretty fun mid-segment and then get back to our weekly predictions coming up in the next good bit. So, see y'all in a few.
Go Dogs.